Oh, wow. Okay.
It didn't work last night on live because the music in the background was not approved.
Okay.
Hey guys, Paul and Jordan here. Hope you're doing excellent on Wednesday.
Absolutely. Happy Wednesday.
And this is against Jordan's will right now, but we're going to get through and talk about some new stuff that we have going on. It is week 3 or 4 on CrossFit Endurance, and CrossFit Endurance is going to be on 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday nights. It's with Coach Wes. It's awesome. It does have a different link. We'll have the link in the bio and follow up with that. But at 6:30, it's a little more endurance focused than what our classes already are, but fun, engaging way to get out and utilize some of that evening, especially as it's starting to get hot in the 80s, and build on that. The other thing we have going is Saturdays, 1 p.m. We're just finishing up the CrossFit Open, which did 3 weeks last week. And we are going to transition into something with Coach Jahi and build on more Saturday Open workouts together. And so please keep an eye out, plan to join in at 1 p.m. on Saturdays. It will be fun workouts that are intense, usually fast, and you should be done within 30 to 40 minutes at most. And that's even coaching one other athlete through that. And then the other thing is a wellness challenge is planning to start most likely next Friday, May 1st. We will give you more information on that later this week and do another live call probably on Friday, potentially on Thursday tomorrow. So that's that. But more importantly, we got Mr. Lovestrand here. He's back in action from Minnesota. He has been a vital part of our community early on through last year when he went home. He even stayed on board and helped us on some back end work and keeping secret stuff to keep us manageable while we didn't have the front desk crew. But glad to have him back in LA. And if you guys don't know his background, I'm going to have him give you a couple minutes or a 1 minute pitch on what your background is with Gaga and dance and fluidity of what we're doing.
Yes, so I am a dancer. I started dance when I was 18 in college, and I traveled to Israel for a study abroad program my junior year of school. I was exposed to kind of this new language style of dance, which really is just researching movement. I came back home and carry this experience and knowledge with me and have incorporated it in everything I do. Even when I was doing CrossFit class, I was still gagaing and keep things that we researched in a class that I would put into CrossFit as well. Anyways, I moved here to LA. I found someone who has experience in this and who is a master teacher in this. We're actually currently breaking away from this Gaga structure, but that's another story for another time. Anyways, I dance here in LA now, and things that I have experienced within these classes, I am now inspired to create my own class that would help you members that you can benefit from. Right now it's called Recovery and Stretch. It can totally be called something else in the next few weeks or a month. It's essentially it's like a somatics class. It's researching movement. It's researching how within a stretch, we don't just have to focus on the beginning and an ending of a stretch, but there's so many other things in between that we can research. It's really experimental. It's about being curious about what else you can do within a stretch. So you could be in a lunge, but there's so many other things that you can do in lunge that it's not just stretching the hamstrings, or even if you do a runner's lunge and you grab your foot from behind, it doesn't have to be just about the quad. It can be about the spine and rotations, and still, like, for instance, like I feel like in a stretch, there's a lot of times in other practices, even yoga, where you'll hold a stretch for like 30 seconds to a minute long, and then you come back into your body and moving, and then you start moving into the next thing. You start feeling this creakiness within your body. And I would love how within those 30 seconds or within a minute, that there is so many other tasks and other information that you can connect to. So your experience in a stretch becomes multi-layered. And it's not just about, I'm going to touch my toes and hold it for 10 seconds. Like, there's so many other things that can be done.
But with you saying that, who is this built for? Is it advanced only? Is it?
It's not advanced
can do
fully.
this?
It's very accessible. Like even the past 2 classes I've taught, we've done maybe like 4 different kind of stretches or tasks, but I make them quite simple. You can make them advanced if you like. I'm more than willing to help you with any advanced stretchers, whatever, people who are more flexible, but this class is very accessible. It's quite basic. And I talk the entire time and I guide you through, and I'm an example on screen as well.
Perfect. And then how about with what you said? I mean, how does CrossFit with what we're doing in dance correlate? I mean, you're on stage for, when you're doing your rehearsals, you're on stage for 4 to 6 hours. Is there a intensity correlation to that, where what you're already doing, how you correlated to CrossFit, how does that help us as athletes get back in the gym or recovery and stretch? What are some goals that you would see us having results in if we start doing this consistently?
I would say that in a CrossFit class, there's a very specific demand you put on your body, as what I do in dance when it comes to the number of repetitions you're doing a certain exercise, and then you're adding weight on top of it. So that creates a different pressure on your body. And a lot of times I see in CrossFit class, you do the same thing, but you try to do the same thing over and over again. And that can hurt the body, in my personal opinion, and what I've experienced in a CrossFit class. So when you take this class, it's important that we can be doing a specific task, but we can be layering on information. So the way we're doing a stretch, the way we're doing a movement is always new, and we're activating new small muscles, new areas of the bodies that new areas of the body that we haven't tapped into yet. And that can directly correlate into CrossFit. There's been so many times where I do a power clean and I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to hold the foundational information that I think is important into like how to do a power clean, but there's other things that I think about as I'm doing it, and that you can take from this class and start layering it on to how you do these lifts. And I think it will give your body longevity, because if you're only doing CrossFit and you're not stretching, you're not rolling, you're not practicing new ways of doing movement, you're gonna end up injured and hurt, and you're not gonna be having the self-care that your body desperately wants.
So self-care, recovery, stretch is the class. When is it? How should people access it?
So right now, it's still on Zoom. It's taught every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
Perfect. So 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday on our normal Zoom channel, 386-949-395. Please join Jordan tomorrow night, and we look forward to seeing you all. Thanks, Jordan, for hopping on, and we'll see you all soon.
Yes. Thank you, Paul.